In this journey to secure his playoff spot, Bubba Wallace has had a steadfast supporter in Denny Hamlin. And now Denny has offered up some golden advice for him, a strategy that could make his playoff experience one for the books. Stay tuned for more on this and subscribe to our channel to stay in the loop with all things NASCAR. While some of the other drivers in the playoff hunt didn't do so hot at Daytona, Bubba did awesome. Yep, that was great news for the team owners Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin, especially considering how Bubba had been holding on to the 16th and final spot on the points table for a long time. His hopes of making it to the playoffs for the very first time were pretty darn high, and as fate would have it, his wish came true thanks to a bit of luck and some strong driving at Daytona. You see, in NASCAR, it's not just about participating, it's about winning. Winning a race in the regular season practically guarantees you a spot in the playoffs. And once you're in the playoffs, winning in one of the rounds ensures you won't get eliminated. But the ultimate goal is to win in the Final Four to become the champion. Now, Denny Hamlin knows a thing or two about the NASCAR Cup Series, having raced against some of the sport's all-time greats for nearly 2 decades. So, as Bubba Wallace steps into the playoffs for the first time, things are getting intense. The playoffs work by eliminating 4 drivers after each round, creating a lot of pressure in this new territory for Bubba. That's where Denny comes in as a guiding mentor. He recently talked about the playoff format on his podcast, Actions Detrimental, and here's the scoop. This is basically a 3-race season that we're about to have, says the 42-year-old. According to him, here's the deal. They're going to eliminate the bottom 4 drivers and then receive them based on their playoff points. If nobody manages to win a race or a stage during the playoffs, the points would then reset to these exact same numbers. So let's say William Byron was at the top of the standings. If he stays in the top 12, he'll go right back to the top. These next 3 weeks, he's going to go back to the top with Martin Truex. Now Denny is all about supporting his drivers, including Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace. He's been involved in every aspect, from their development to finding top-notch facilities for their crews. And right now, at this crucial stage, he's laid out the ultimate golden advice for climbing up the playoff ladder. His plan is to keep cutting 4 drivers each round, so by the time the last round rolls around, there are only 4 more left to get ahead of. Here's what he said. So each 3, we're cutting off 4, so at least 4 drivers for the final race. He also told Bubba that his points might be lagging behind, but if he can just snatch a win in any round, he may as well consider himself booked for the next one. He's right. Imagine Bubba's still hanging around in 16th place in the points race after 2 out of 3 races, but then he manages to win that last playoff race. Those earlier points, forget about them. Bam! He's catapulted into the next round. In plain English, it all boils down to Hamlin's 4 simple words: win and you're in. Yup, just clinch that race victory, and you're on the express lane to the next stage of the playoffs. And if we're being real, winning has been the name of the game in the NASCAR Cup Series right from the start of the season. NASCAR has set it up so that winning a race is like a golden ticket. Win in the regular season and you've pretty much secured your spot in the playoffs. Win in a playoff round and you're safe from getting kicked out. And if you can pull off a win in the Final Four, that's your ticket to a championship. So when Denny offers advice to Bubba, it's not just talk. If Bubba takes it to heart and makes it happen, it could take his career to new heights. Not to mention, it already seems to be well on his way to greatness. That's right, Bubba has sure had his moment to shine in the NASCAR playoffs. And you know what made it extra special? Michael Jordan watching. This wasn't his first playoff appearance. He switched rides with Ty Gibbs back in 2022 and even won a race during the playoffs at Kansas. But this time, the energy was electric at Daytona International Speedway, especially with MJ in the stands. He's not the only one making this moment special though. IndyCar champion Scott Dixon's words might have been the real reason behind the big win. Here's what he said to Bubba hours before the race when the pressure was getting a bit too much. Shut the hell up. I'm here for a reason and trust in myself, and I'm here for a reason. Believe in myself. With those words, Bubba knew he had to turn pressure into performance, and his crew chief, Booty Barker, gave him the final nudge when he fired him up with a 5-word command. Hell yeah, man. No prisoners. And the rest is history. Bubba delivered brilliantly. Michael Jordan couldn't have been prouder, and the post-race celebration was just heartwarming. Oh, and the cherry on top? A video of an ecstatic Wallace celebrating over the radio with his spotter was playfully captioned as the Idiot Award by a NASCAR insider. True to his character, Bubba took it in stride. So, did Bubba mess up on the track, leading to the Idiot label? Well, he secured his playoff spot without any wins this season, which was a big relief for him. But as the finish line came closer and Bubba had the top 10 spot practically in his grasp, something unexpected happened. He let it slip away. Now, why on earth would he do that? Well, there's this video that's been making rounds on the internet, and it holds the answer. You see, on that critical final lap, Freddie Kraft, Bubba's trusty spotter, caught wind of number 36 Riley Herbst facing some trouble on the track. He gave Bubba the nod to ease off the gas and reclaim his position. And just when that top 10 finish seemed oh so close, Bubba got a bit carried away. In the heat of the moment, Bubba couldn't help himself and blurted out, yeah. But Freddie, with a touch of humor and maybe a hint of panic, chimed in with a cautious, whoa, easy, Jesus Christ. And to add a sprinkle of comedy to it all, Freddie later cracked a joke about Chris Boucher's victory, saying, I have never loved Chris Boucher so much, I may forgive him for Dover now. Freddie shared the video with the tongue-in-cheek caption, what an Idiot Award-winning video. And Bubba responded with a smiley emoji and a nod saying, we'll gladly accept it. Now, speaking on Bubba's spotter, Freddie Kraft, you should know that he's not all smiles. He's actually accusing the NASCAR authorities of favoritism in light of the recent stunt Brad Keselowski pulled at Daytona. During a red flag period, he did something that had everyone scratching their heads. He started doing slow circles on the track. It was one of those moments that left everyone wondering, what's going on here? Was there a hidden fire hazard, or was he trying to mess with his competitors' heads? Freddie Kraft doesn't care. He feels Brad should have been slammed with a penalty right there and then. Clearly, he's too thrilled about Keselowski's track performance. In his eyes, actions like these should come with consequences, no matter the circumstances. Anyway, the debate raged on, with experts and insiders discussing whether Keselowski should face a penalty. But Freddie, who has had his fair share of spotting drama, continues to question why one driver got penalized for moving during a red flag while another didn't. And we've got to say, he does have a point. TJ Majors, Keselowski's own spotter, jumped into the conversation and emphasized the importance of safety in a sport where every decision counts. Apparently, according to him, Brad deserves a lot of credit because he only started making tight circles on the track when he saw smoke coming out of his car. However, there was no actual fire scene coming out of the car at any point. Do you think what Brad did was fair game? In the end, we've got to tell you, in the midst of all this NASCAR drama, there was another significant development. Team Penske and Wood Brothers Racing decided to swap crew chiefs for Austin Cindric and Harrison Burton. Both young drivers had faced a tough sophomore season in the NASCAR Cup Series, and changes were in order. Austin Cindric reunited with Brian Wilson, and Jeremy Bullins took over as Burton's crew chief. Jeremy acknowledged the harsh reality of NASCAR, where results dictate everything. He wished Austin Cindric success with Brian Wilson, hoping they'd rekindle past success. What do you think about Denny's golden advice for Bubba? And did Brad Keselowski's moves deserve a penalty? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to watch the next one that will pop up on your screen and hit that subscribe button for all things NASCAR.